Every year, a group of pitchers take a leap forward, producing better numbers and ultimately breaking out, but the question I'm sure you're all wondering is, who will that be in 2024? Well, it looks like you came to the right place, because in this video, I'll be covering 7 MLB pitchers that I think will take the next step this season for their major league clubs, fulfilling the term of a breakout. Starting off with Hunter Brown of the Houston Astros, who's entering his 3rd year and 2nd full major league season. Brown carried some solid prospect pedigree when he first entered the majors in 2022, and he backed it up by posting a 0.89 ERA, although the sample was limited to just 20 innings. He was then listed as a popular breakout by many last season, but failed to live up to those expectations with a 5.09 ERA in 155 innings. It's important for me to point out that Brown actually started off just fine last season, as he recorded a respectable 4.12 ERA in the first half, followed by a disastrous 6.57 ERA in the second half. Many in the industry wondered whether Brown simply just tired out, as he was capped to only 125 innings the year prior. I personally do think that was the case, and Brown is more equipped to go deeper into the season with his best stuff. He's backed by one of the better defenses in baseball and has flared some serious strikeout potential thus far in his short major league stay. Expect Brown to lower his ERA below 4 with near 200 strikeouts in what should be a breakout 2024 campaign. Moving on to one of my personal favorites, that is Cleveland Guardians youngster Gavin Williams, who is one of many young pitching options on the Guardians staff. Williams got a small taste of the big leagues last year, having pitched exactly 82 innings, making 16 starts. He was also pretty successful, pitching to a really solid 3.29 ERA with a strikeout per inning. His walks remained a little high, but that didn't seem to impact his overall numbers too much. Williams possesses 3 great pitches, including a fastball that sits around 96, as well as a slider that was unhittable, and a curveball that was effective when he mixed it in at times. It was reported recently that Williams had dropped a weighted ball on his foot during a workout, so that will more than likely delay his start to the season, but it isn't expected to keep him out for too long. I don't expect Williams' numbers to necessarily improve from what they were last year, but I do think he can repeat them over the course of a full season, classifying a true breakout for me. Next up is Bryce Miller, the sophomore pitcher for the Seattle Mariners, who is coming off a season of many ups and downs. Miller's name was obviously a major storyline his first few starts after he was called up from the minors, as he allowed just 12 earned runs in his first 6 starts for an ERA of 3. He only handed out 3 free passes in these games, and his fastball was practically unhittable at points. His success only managed to last for so long though, as his second half ERA was 4.60 due to hitters simply sitting on the fastball. His secondaries were completely inefficient, which ultimately made his fastball useless. This offseason, Miller worked hard to incorporate a splitter, which has drawn rave reviews from those within the organization, and if that pitch can even just become average, it will allow Miller to feast with the fastball like he did in his initial starts. He plays in one of the most pitcher-friendly parks in the league and has a defense behind him that is also above league average. The new splitter is anything but a sure thing at this point, but if it does work out, like some people suggest they believe it will, Miller is on breakout watch and could very well have a huge year. Shifting over now, we head to Cincinnati, where I have pitcher Nick Lodolo on my breakout list after suffering an injury-riddled 2023 Major League season. Lodolo only appeared in 7 games last year and had a brutal 7.29 ERA with a 1.75 whip. Now, these numbers are obviously terrible, but I'm personally forgetting about them, as Lodolo was never able to pitch for an extended period and wasn't completely healthy the times he was on the mound. His talent speaks for itself. Lodolo had an ERA under 3 at every stop in the minors, and in 2022, he technically had a mini breakout with a 3.66 ERA in 103 innings. His strikeout rate is elite and has been around 12 per 9 in his 2 partial seasons in the majors. He has also been able to keep the walks in check, so when he has struggled, it's mostly been due to poor batted ball luck. Great American Ballpark surely won't do him any favors, but relative to his home park, I think that Lodolo could be very successful with an ERA at around 3.75 with a ton of strikeouts to go with it. This stuff has absolutely never been in question, it's just a matter of remaining healthy that I'm banking on for Lodolo here. Moving on, I have Kyle Harrison of the San Francisco Giants, who is on the opposite end from Lodolo and faces one of the greatest park factors from a pitching perspective. Harrison got a brief taste of the highest league in the world when he pitched 67 innings last year and put up a 4.15 ERA in just 35 innings. Harrison had some starts where he looked like the real deal and others where he just completely lost his command and got hit hard as a result. Having said that, he is known as a prospect with sky-high upside but a lower floor, so those returns from last season should have been as expected. Harrison is equipped with 3 main pitches, which are his fastball, which he uses over 60% of the time, a curveball, and a changeup. The fastball was amazing for him as it held hitters to a 182 average, but the secondaries weren't quite as efficient for him. Harrison is still just 22 years old and truly has limitless potential if he can unlock one of his two secondaries. That one uncapped the true potential of his fastball, and with Oracle Park backing him up, his numbers could seriously be impressive. He may not be ready for a complete breakout as his innings are likely to be restricted, but I bet that we see the breakout from him before it reaches that point. Heading back to the Seattle Mariners now, we go to Bryce Miller's young teammate Bryan Woo, who is currently locked into the Mariners' 5th rotation spot. Woo, like many others on this list, made his debut just last season and was impressive at times and a letdown at others. A 4.21 ERA with 93 strikeouts and 87 innings was his major league stat line in 2023, but he had a 2.05 ERA in AA before being recalled. Woo has a gaudy fastball that exerts good rise and reaches up to 98. He also has a sinker that induced many ground balls and kept hitters off balance when paired with his cutter and changeup. The key for Woo this season is truly unlocking strikeout capability that he has the potential to do with the right pitch mix and usage. His control is just supreme and he doesn't allow significant quality of contact, so things are looking in his favor going forward. I think as soon as he gets a little more comfortable and accustomed to the majors, we will see Woo take off as a sophomore. I'm expecting Woo to toss around 160 innings with 180 strikeouts and a mid-3s ERA on his way to fulfilling a true breakout campaign. And finally, Ryan Pepiot is my last breakout pick at the starting pitcher position for this upcoming 2024 season. The former Dodger was recently traded to the Rays as a piece in the deal that sent Tyler Glasnow to Los Angeles. During his time in LA, Pepiot was honestly really solid, posting a 3.47 ERA in 2022 and a 2.14 ERA last season. However, these years only came with 36 innings and 42 innings respectively, so to me that does not classify as a true breakout from the starting pitcher position. Now Pepiot gets to join the pitching factory that is the Tampa Bay Rays, and that truly excites me. The Rays are known to get most of their pitchers as they're very analytic driven, and I'm sure that will be the case when working with Pepiot. Pepiot is mainly a fastball changeup guy as they combine for almost 90% of his pitches, but he also mixes in a slider that was unbelievable for him last year, holding opponents to just a 174 average. I personally think that the key for Pepiot is throwing the changeup slightly less and the slider slightly more, which I believe would make both pitches more effective. Nonetheless, I trust the Rays staff to further his potential and lead him to a breakout campaign that consists of many more innings this season. And with that being said, that wraps up my breakout pitchers heading into the 2024 season. Let me know what you agree or disagree with and who you think will take that next step and break out this 2024 season. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.